and our Redeemer, and it's in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect tonight's message. Aman. And welcome, everybody. We appreciate your presence today, and thank you for joining us. We have a special treat. Some of you might see her, or at least, we'll all be hearing her voice tonight. She's out and about with our son, taking care of some family stuff for us. But we thank you guys for tuning in, listening in. We have tonight, well, once again, as always, we give our honor and praise to the Most High. We give our praise and honor to Him for my wife, the Honorable Amma, who lives a life that's able to be honored. As always, you can check her out on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish. Not A&D, the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. And we're actually going to kind of let her kick things off as far as the subject matter for today. But in the meantime, while we're doing that, we'll say our Bible pledge. Right before we do that, we'll say our Bible pledge. So if you'd like to just say it with me real quick and repeat after me, it goes like this. This is my Bible. This is my sword. In this will I trust. For Yehoshua is Lord. No sword of God shall ever be heard. For this is my Bible, and this is Yah's word. Hashem Yehovah. Amen. In Yehovah's name, amen. Let's say hello, everybody, briefly while we're getting ready to start. Let's just say hello. How you doing, Sister Carla, Monica, Big Roy, Joseph, Mom, always right, Jay, Sister Knight, Bold Servant, Emmanuel, appreciate you. How you doing, everybody? Sister Deborah, Brother Kenyatta, D, everybody, Live Dyer, everybody. Also, too, as a reminder, too, Passover packages. We're looking at doing that, so we pretty much we're behind anyways because of me having to get some stuff together. But if you're interested, please let us know. Pretty much like today, tomorrow, kind of the last day we're putting our schedule together and everything to get on the road. So if we haven't heard from you, it's in the link tree, so you can look in our link tree, link linktr.ee/KOFI_OFORI. So if you want to look there, it's on YouTube. It's also on our main page. And you can also find it. It's on TikTok on our main page. You can also find the YouTube in the description with the video. All right, but we're thankful, we're grateful, and we have subject matter of tonight. So we're going to, listen up to Elder Amma if she is available at this moment, and whatever the Holy Spirit has for you regarding our subject matter, we're ready to listen and converse. Oh, sorry, you muted.
Okay, let's try it again. Shalom, everyone. So I like to talk about real topics, and today I'm like very real. I guess as the new year approaches, there's a shifting and a time for transformation. And so we all know that the Hebrew New Year is coming April 9th. It'll be the 5,758th year of our Hebrew calendar. But today, what was on my heart was spring cleaning and fake friends. Because apparently there's quite a few. And I'm not talking about, constituent, comrade type energy. I'm talking about people who are actively seeking your demise. And, as I told the children in Shabbat school, if it happened to Yehoshua, then why wouldn't you not think it would happen to you? So don't be surprised when someone betrays you or comes up and pretends to be your friend. Sometimes, it's just constituent energy, therefore what you're for, or comrade energy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, so they have a common goal with you. And then when that goal is finished, they're no longer about you. But knowing, who's that confidant, who's that real friend, and who's about you is extremely important. And in this time of renewal, of the new year, transformation, Yah is revealing to me who are the real ones and who are the fake friends. And you only know, and there's always benefit in the betrayal. There's benefit in the betrayal because somebody shows you who they are, and you have an opportunity then to self-correct at that point. Because while everything's going great and you're doing your best, everybody wants to be your friend. But when the chips are down, who's there? That's those are your real friends. When you need support on something, not just when they're feeling bad or when they need something or they need prayer or they need whatever, that's when they're reaching out. No, the people who are the real ones, and they don't even have to be around all the time or even, checking on you every day. But the real ones are the ones you could call at 3 a.m. because you need to be bailed out of jail or you got very few options before you might be homeless. Those are the ones, because when the chips are down, it may seem like a negative situation, but really it's an opportunity for you to see who's really about you. So, yeah, that's really what I want to talk about tonight. And I don't want to be all negative and humdrum because, that's where my flesh would go. What do I do to deal with, fake friends? As Pastor was talking about earlier today, my righteousness is a filthy rags. So if you ask me my opinion, what you do with fake friends, don't ask me because I know I need Yahashua. My first inclination would be destroy them. Second inclination would be ignore them. But that's not what the word says. So let's look at what the word says about, fake friends and some signs of how you can tell when you're surrounded by fake friends. And then what the word says about what you should do with fake friends, because don't listen to Maya. Maya might get you in trouble. But the word is always the wisdom that you need to follow. Because don't ask me. Because I'm in the right mind of confronting people in a not so righteous way when they smile in my face and snicker behind my back. But yeah, so some of the signs of fake friends, which sometimes we know the signs, but we want to deny them. So let me just list out some signs, okay? A lack of loyalty, self-centered behavior, inconsistency, jealousy or competition, a lack of empathy, manipulative tendencies, negative influences, disrespect, a lack of support, and conditional friendship. Okay, so let's go through a lack of loyalty. These are the type of people who, they're your friends in your face, but somehow are able to talk about you behind your back. They're the ones who come to you to tell you who's been saying what about you. But, of course, you always have to ask, why did the person feel so comfortable enough to come to you to talk about me? And rest assured that if someone is talking about someone else to you, then they're more than likely talking about you to someone else also. And that person who is telling you, coming back to report what everybody has to say about you, they're more than likely have those opinions themselves, but it's much easier to cushion the blow and hide behind what somebody else says their opinion of you is. So that's a sign of a fake friend. Self-centered behavior. They only reach out to you when they want something, or when they're in a bad position. I hate to admit this. I have a friend who I've known for a very long time, and under normal circumstances, I don't hear from this person. But then when they're like really, really sick, they somehow get in contact with me or visit me, and then I end up very, very sick. And the last time this person did it, they had COVID, and they actually started off their text messages with, I've been meaning to reach out to you. I've been meaning to give you a call. But guess what? I have COVID. And my thoughts were, at first I was like, oh no, you have COVID. And then I was like, hold on. You've been meaning to reach out to me, but you were in your healthy state, you weren't able to reach out to me. But when you're sick and can barely move, you are able to pick up your phone. Very interesting. And consistency. Someone who cancels on you, someone who doesn't follow through with their promises, someone who is, fair weather, like, they may or may not show. They may or may not feel like it. And consistency is a big one for me because love is an action. So if you're consistently not there, if you're consistently there, or you're consistently there waiting for you to be there, then, we'll be friends forever. Because I don't have to be under you all the time or be around you all the time for you to be my friend. But if you are consistently someone who supports me when I need the support, you are consistently someone who I can call on. You are consistently speaking great things to me, and I know that because I come in contact with other people who tell me what you've said about me in a positive light. You're building me up. That type of consistency is different from someone who says, oh, I love you. Oh, my love. But then whenever it's time to show up, oh, well, I'm not, something came up, or there was something that I had to do that was like more important than you. They don't say it like that, but they always come up with some type of excuse as to why they can't show up, or it's hit or miss. I actually had to have a conversation with a friend once because I told her, look, I love you, and we're, I think you're really cool, but this whole I show up when I feel like showing up is not going to work, because I have to count on if we made plans that you respect my time, that you respect me enough to not make plans with me if you're not gonna follow through. And after that conversation, we were able to move forward, and she rarely ever canceled anymore because I told her I really won't be able to be your friend if this is the way we're gonna be. What else? A lack of empathy. People who don't really care how you feel. People who gaslight you. You come to them, you tell them, like, say, for instance, if I had
Oh, give us a second. Sorry, I guess we lost. Sorry, give me a second. I guess we lost. She might have lost signal, or hopefully she didn't lose. Hopefully the phone was charged. Give me a second as I try to invite her back in. Yeah, it looks like we might be a signal issue or phone issue. Well, give me a second, you guys. I'll be right back. Let me just try to. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Mm, let me figure out something. Okay. Yeah, she's off because Solomon was in the background. But let me see. Oh, you have the Clapper? You have the Clapper? Oh, I was gonna say you have the Clapper app, but I might not be able to bring you. Well, you know what, Dave? Try and try and go to the Clapper app. I was just about to turn it on to go live anyways. But try and go to the Clapper app. And I'm gonna try and let me come on, Clapper. We can still have you on. And sorry about the delay, everybody. Clapper shouldn't have a problem with you doing that. I was gonna say come on Bloom and Flourish too, but that probably won't work. Yeah, try Clapper and see. Let's get that going. Hold on. I was literally about to turn it on anyway, so let's see. Let me put the theme back in there again. Spring cleaning, fake friends. Okay, and I'm bring it on. Give me a second, you guys. I'm gonna have to turn my Bluetooth speaker on to make sure that she can be heard in the background, or she can be heard by you guys. Just a second. Okay. All right, just waiting for her to come on over. We'll continue. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta keep selling them out of the background. They were what do you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it looks like I'm driving or something, and doing a lot. I don't know. Anyhow, right, a lack of empathy. And we're talking about fake friends, and how you can tell if you're around a fake friend. So you have to confront your friend. You tell them how something makes you feel, and they gaslight you. They make it seem like what they're doing is no big deal. Like, for instance, the friend that was continuously canceling on me, and I confronted her about it. If she had any type of excuse or try to make it seem like it was my fault, like, oh, we keep missing each other. If she had made up any type of excuse as to why she kept canceling and not just listen to me and listen to my feelings, then we definitely would have been able to be friends, because obviously she doesn't care about how I feel. But she was able to show remorse for doing it, and not just remorse, but also rehabilitation. She started acting better. She started actually following through. Shalom, everyone. Welcome in. Sorry, I got kicked off of TikTok, so we're on Clapper to finish out this discussion on spring cleaning and fake friends. So another sign of fake friends is manipulative tendencies. So they try to control you for their benefit. They try to influence you in ways that is going to benefit them. So they make up situations or do things just for their own gain. I honestly, in high school, I had a friend, and I actually appreciated her honesty. She says, Maya, she goes, you're so naive. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, you have friends that can't do anything for you. She's like, I don't have any friends that can't do anything for me. All my friends do something for me. And I was like, really? I was like, so what do I do for you? She was like, well, you stuck up for me when people were picking on me. And also, you helped me with my French. You speak French better than me, and you helped me in class so I can make better grades. I don't keep people around me who can't do anything for me. And at first, I was like, wow, that's really harsh. I didn't realize that, I was just being used. But I appreciated the honesty because at least I know my place. I know what my role is in this person's life. I don't think that they're my best friend. I know that it's, constituent energy. It's, she's for what I'm for. And as long as that's the case, then we're cool. So just knowing where you stand with somebody is very enlightening. It's very helpful to know who's your constituent, who's for what you're for, who's your comrade, who's against what you're against, and who is your confidant, who is your true friend, versus a fake friend, or someone who's just there because they're jealous and they want to watch you fail. Which leads me to the next point of how you can tell you have a fake friend. Is someone who is jealous or is competitive with you. And a certain level of competition is okay. It's playful, but there are some people that feel threatened by your success, and you may feel like you have to play yourself down. You may have to hide your greatness around them. That is a clear sign of a fake friend, because someone who is about you doesn't mind if you shine, and they don't feel like your dimming your light makes them any brighter. In fact, they want you to be as bright as possible. So if there is that playful competition, then they are, who they say they are. They are bright. I know there's like a lot of NBA competitiveness, and some of the people who end up being kind of like real friends because they push each other to greatness rather than try to snuff out their fire. There's growing up in the DMV, and I don't know if it's the same type of dynamics in other places other than like cities, because I kind of grew up in a city type area, in DC area, but I know there's a lot of competition and a lot of catty behavior between girls and girlfriends, frenemies, and you could tell when you had a frenemy when you go hang out with them and a guy is interested in you, and then your friend is all of a sudden interested in leaving. She's just angry. She's upset. She wants to go home. She tries to embarrass you in front of the person. She tries to talk down about you. And at first you might not realize it. And I've had quite a few of those types of situations. One of which a teacher actually pointed out to me. My teacher actually, the reason why I actually majored in biology in college and got a biology degree is a big part, one of my science teachers, black woman, beautiful black woman, who took me under her wings, and she just wanted to see me succeed. And she noticed that my best friend, who someone I thought was my best friend, was jealous of me. And she never came out and said the word is jealous of you, but she said, Maya, you look nice today. You better watch out, because I can see that your friend is acting kind of weird today, you better watch out. And lo and behold, I was always the one in our group who, it was just me and two other girls. And I was kind of more sheltered, homely, looking. I didn't do my hair. My hair was usually in like a curly bun or whatever. And my clothes were, my mom's hand-me-down clothes. Like I would wear stuff that my mother wore to work as my school clothes. So I wasn't like, the pretty girl or the popular girl, but somehow I would have pretty girl, popular girl friends. And I guess, I was the ugly one in the group. And as long as I kept that role, everything was fine. But one day I got dressed up and I did my hair, and my teacher warned me that she could tell that there was a shift in the dynamic and the energy, and that day I better watch out. That day, my friend tried to fight me. This is somebody who's supposed to be my best friend. She tried to fight me after school and was making like a really big deal. In fact, she would tell me, "Oh, you're such a cool friend because you're not touchy," but she would be really insulting. She'd be like, "What would she call me?" It was usually like something insulting, but I didn't take it any kind of way. I was just happy to be friends. But it was usually something like, you're not that, you're not that cute, or something, really insulting. But I didn't take it as any kind of way because I believed it too. I was like, well, yeah, you're right. I'm the ugly one of the group. I understand my role. But as soon as I kind of stepped out of that role for just one day, I almost got beat up. And it was like, for what? The same person egged on a fight between another girl. I didn't realize that it was her until I was actually in the fight, and it was my so-called best friend who was pushing me into a circle to fight another girl who she had instigated the whole fight. So basically, she was coming to me, talking to me about this other girl, telling me this stuff, and then she was go back to the other girl and say, "Oh, this is what Maya said about you." And so one day the girl confronted me. She was like, "You've been talking about me. You said I was fat or something. You were saying all these mean things about me." And then I wasn't really saying them, but she kept pushing me, and you can't push me. As you push me too many times, I'm gonna strike back. So she said, "You said I was fat," and at first I was denying it because I didn't say that. And then I was like, "Yeah, I didn't say you're fat. I said you're an elephant, bi." And I pushed her. She pushed after she was pushing me and trying to fight with me. I was trying to go away, but she wouldn't stop it. Anyhow, it was my quote unquote best friend who started the whole beef. And these frenemies, they exist, and sometimes you might not realize them. And I didn't even learn my lesson at that point. This was middle school. This was middle school, and I actually ended up meeting up with her again as an adult at like 21 years old, because she reached out to me when she had a tragedy. And of course I showed up because I'm thinking, she's my best friend. She's the one who taught me how to be a friend, because whenever she had a brownie, she would give me the bigger half of the brownie. And of course, we were sitting down and talking, and I was like, "You're such a great friend. You're the one who taught me how to be a friend. You're such a great friend. Whenever you had food and you had brownies or chocolates and stuff like that, or candy, you'd always give me the bigger share." And she was like, "You're so naive." And I was like, this is not the first time she's told me this, second time. And she said, "I gave you the bigger half because I didn't want to get fat." So, anyways, the jealousy and the competition is real. But, recognizing it sometimes is hard, especially if you're not the type of person who's that way. If you're not jealous and combative or competitive, you might not realize when somebody else is being that way. But they give you clear signs, so try not to be like me and see them when they first do it. What else? They're negative influence. They're always pushing you towards drama and BS. Like, if it's dramatic, if it's something that's none of their business, they're not all up in it. But if it's something that's going to push you forward, then they're not really about it. Like, when it's time for you to study, all of a sudden they want to hang out. Or when it's time for you to work out, they want to be there and hang out. That, when it's time for you to do things that are going to push you forward, they're the ones who are kind of holding you back. Or when it comes to your relationship, they're very interested, in the nitty gritty of what's going on in your relationship, and they love to be the ones to talk bad about your partner, your husband, your wife. They're the ones who are interested in having that conversation when it's none of their business. That's somebody who doesn't have your best interest at heart, because really they should be interested in how you feel, not what's going on, unless it's something that is harmful to you. They shouldn't be all up in your business. They shouldn't be there to bad talk about your partner with you. They should be trying to help you make a plan for how you're going to adjust, how you're going to live well. If they're more interested in what's going on in your relationship, what's going on in your bedroom, what kind of drama there is, or what kind of arguments you've had, then that's not your friend. Let's see. Black Swan, you said, I started paying attention once I got older. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Black Swan said, started paying hands on. Let's see. Mom said, don't beat up on yourself. You have to have that behavior and you need to recognize it. Yeah, you're right. Because if you're not that way, you may not recognize when somebody is that way. Negative influences. Yeah, anybody who is not pushing you towards what the word says to do, they're a negative influence. And that could be anybody at any given time. But if it's consistent that they are pushing you towards, something that's going to cause you drama, a loss of money, a loss of sleep, they might not be your friend. Let's see. What the brother's parents say. I like the fact that I was open enough to acknowledge her fierce. Thank you. Maybe I'm being a little bit too honest. Like, let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Disrespect. Yeah, this is a huge one, and for me, disrespect is pretty serious, especially when it comes in the form of hypocrisy. Like, if someone else, they set boundaries, but then they violate your boundaries, that is a huge pet peeve for me. Like, it's one thing that if you don't mean to be a certain way, your personality is a certain way, and you don't mean anything by it. There's another thing to me when I see that you set a clear boundary, like, don't come to my house unannounced, but you show up at my house unannounced. Don't take food off my plate, but you take food off my plate. For me, the when someone is, violating the boundaries that they set on you, so they're violating their own type of boundaries. When it comes to you, then that is a clear form of disrespect. Because they wouldn't tolerate it from you, but they expect for you to tolerate it from them, and for them that's disrespect. Because for me, a lot of stuff I don't mind, especially if I feel like that's just the way you are. But if I see that, hey, you don't like it when somebody does this to you, but you're willing to do it to me, oh no, that's disrespectful. Because sometimes people don't really need to be disrespectful. They might not understand what you consider disrespect. But then if it's something that's disrespectful to them and they're willing to do it to you, then, they know what they're doing. And don't let them gaslight you and tell you otherwise. I've actually had someone tell me that, oh, it's not disrespectful for me to do it to you because you don't mind. I mind, so it's disrespectful to me. And you can't make this stuff up for real. All right, another sign of fake friend is a lack of support. So they're not there when you need them. And then, when you're having a tough time, and then when you have something that you want to celebrate, they're not celebrating with you. They either don't care or they're downing your accomplishment as it's not that big of a deal. That's a fake friend. And it may be harder to recognize those types of friends because sometimes we don't give people the opportunity to show themselves because we don't let them know what's going on in our lives. And when you do let them know, and you assume that if you did let them know that they would help you or they'd be happy for you that something great happened, so you may hide things or not say it, but then you think that when you do expose that, oh, this is going on in my life, I really could use some support, I really could use some help, and they're the ones who show that they're not that interested in it, that it doesn't even really matter to them. Like, say, for instance, you have a friend and you've been hiding that you're depressed, and you just, happy-go-lucky, you want to keep a strong face on for them, but then the day you tell them that you're depressed, they don't have, they don't care, or they start talking about how they're depressed or they need something, then, you that's a clear sign that they're a fake friend. Yes, so, let's see. Oh, yes. And the convenient friend, I'm not sure if that's the worst type of friend. Yeah, I would say that's pretty much the worst because they're only there to use you, and never there, to reciprocate. So it's like they're taking withdrawals from your bank, from your emotional bank, from your resources, from anything that you have. But then as soon as it's time to give back anything, they're never there to give back. And they may praise you for being such a great giver, but then when it's time for them to give back, they're never there. So we've identified some of the traits for a fake friend. Just a second, guys. Sorry, just one moment. Sorry. So we've identified the traits of a fake friend. So what is it that we can do if we figure out, or we believe, if we think or start to have any type of suspicions that someone's a fake friend? Because maybe they're not a fake friend. Maybe they don't realize what they're doing. Maybe it's just their personality and nobody's ever told them because they're surrounded by fake friends. So how do you deal with it? One way is to set boundaries and see how they deal with those boundaries. So Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." So go ahead and set boundaries and see how this person deals with your boundaries. If they're disrespectful and continuously and consistently overstep, what is it? A perpetual line stepper. What's that saying, babe? I think there's like a movie or something that's like perpetual line.
A habitual line stepper.
Yeah. Always stepping over the line, then they clearly don't respect you. Because someone who respects you will respect your boundaries. even if they don't understand them. And if you think that someone has wronged you, you need to confront them with love. That's another way to weed out whether or not someone's a fake friend. So if you confront them and they're willing to listen to you with compassion, they're willing to change their actions, not just say that they're going to do better, but they're willing to actually show you that they're going to do better, then, maybe y'all can really be friends. But if they show any type of contempt or a lack of empathy or gaslighting you for the way you feel, because your feelings are real, as Pastor Kofi always tells me, the way you feel is real. Maybe you can explain it better, babe. Can you explain that?
Basically, that feelings are always real. When people say facts over feelings, your feelings are factual. So if you're angry at the moment, you are angry. And when somebody says, well, that's not really how you feel, that's not cool, because you're basically telling the person that their anger is not something that's real. Now, even if your feelings are not based off of real or what's real, your reality at the moment is you are angry. So anybody who's trying to tell you something different is somebody who doesn't care enough about you or isn't empathetic enough to allow you the anger. So even if somebody's mad at something that's not based off of what's real, how they feel at that moment is always real.
And your feelings are important. And, not everybody has been taught or been in an environment to learn empathy. So, sometimes you may have to be patient with them to kind of teach them how to be empathetic to your feelings, expressing clearly that, okay, this hurts me when you do this, and this, or I'm angry right now, and let that be real, because people don't know. I always take people's feelings into consideration because I just don't know what those feelings would lead them to do, and I'd rather them not do something they will regret because they were in a state than just try to, maybe in that moment swallow my pride and say, okay, why is this person angry? You don't want them to go off and do something crazy that they'll regret or that you'll regret. So, confront them with love. And the Bible, Matthew 18:15 states, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So, go and confront them. Don't go gossip or talk about what they did to somebody else. Confront them and let them know how what they did hurt you, how they trespassed on you. And if they will hear you, then, give them a chance. The best thing that we can always do is pray. So if we have any doubt at all about anything, it'll always be revealed to us, especially through prayer. And it'll be something. All right. I'm sorry, just one moment. Solomon, I see if you had the other piece of place. Just, I guess go in the corner. Can you go in front of the
That's fine. Well, I guess he had to be used bathroom. Hey, man. Well, anyways, we'll be back in a second, I guess. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Appreciate you. You're listening in. As Elder Alma is, as you can see, trying to take care of things, take care of Solomon. And I guess they stopped to try and grab something to eat while they were out. So, but we're having a conversation with her about about how one can spot out fake friends. She entitled it Spring Cleaning, or the Holy Spirit gave her the mindset of spring cleaning, and as we go through a few different things that we're operating in to ensure that we are doing the spring cleaning, that we are cleaning up, in the springtime, there's things where when people do spring cleaning for the first time, you find a lot of things behind things that haven't been moved. You find dust particles in places that you haven't dusted. You go into different situations that you're not used to being inside of. And when you're in these situations, you end up in a lot of places where you are, in fact, looking for, you are, in fact, looking for, as far as, you're looking for, as far as, or maybe you'll find some things in places you don't normally look for. That's the way it's probably best to say it, right? So, and Elder Alma will be back in just a little bit. Thank you for your patience. So if you find things in areas that you aren't looking for, then it's time to clean, and it might even show you to try and be in some of those areas, or look for some things that you normally wouldn't look for. But we have Elder Alma back now, so we'll let her continue where she left off.
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that my microphone. Anyways, we handled business. Right. So prayer. Philippians 4:6-7 tells us, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made unto Yah, and the peace of Yah, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ." So, prayer brings you clarity. It brings you what you need, and you don't have to step outside of your character. You don't ever have to step outside your character. You can just pray, and things will fall into line. They'll fall into position where they should, and people will reveal themselves in a way that's most suited for you to see it. If you feel as though you're dealing with fake people, you can also seek wise counsel. Proverbs 15:22 talks about, "Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established." So if and your counsel could be, a person that exhibits the type of traits that you want to exhibit. The Bible's always a great place to go for wise counsel. Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, the book of wisdom, has a lot. Or you just reach through your Bible and open it up where your finger, where the page lands. That's probably for you. So seek counsel. Don't ever try to act out or make rash decisions if you feel like someone has wronged you. Always take the moment to figure out what's going on. And then another thing, fake friends, is just don't even focus on that. If you feel like someone's fake, they will expose themselves, and they'll probably expose themselves over and over again. And prayerfully, you will have the wisdom to discern how to handle that person, how to adjust your behavior for your best benefit. Because I'm not saying just go and confront everybody and expect everyone to be your best friend or your confidant or your lover or anything like that. Not everybody's going to be that. Not everyone's going to love you or even like you. But if it's in your best interest to keep them around, you may need to do that. And just focus and put your focus the most of your attention on true friendship. Don't even worry about what your haters, your enemies, or your frenemies are trying to do, because you're protected. You've prayed for protection. You've prayed for discernment and wisdom, and you'll see it coming from a mile away, and you'll be protected. So don't even worry about it. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. So don't worry about what anybody's doing. You stay in your lane. You act accordingly to what you believe is righteous, and everything else will fall in place. And that's all I have.
All right. Well, we thank everybody for being on. We appreciate you. And thank you to the Honorable Alma for that word. And we're going to go ahead and take our leave. So thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you for being on all the platforms, whether you're joining us on TikTok, Clapper, or YouTube. Hopefully this message blessed you and reached you where you were at. And hopefully you'll be able to share this message with others, as well as be able to make sure next time you're going through a little something that you might be able to have some different tools that can help you and what Yah has for you. So thank you again, babe, for being on. As always, you can check her out on TikTok, YouTube, her website, Pinterest, and I guess even on Clapper now at Bloom and Flourish. Not A-N-D, the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. We thank you guys for being on with us. And as always, we want you to remember, as always, your style, that you are loved, you're necessary, you're majestic, you're fearfully, wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in the system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. Peace. Take care. And we'll talk to you next time. Thank you again. Peace, family.